everyone remembers the scream that shattered my sister's wedding, but nobody remembers why I was walking away before it happened. The truth is, the wedding did not fall apart because of me. It collapsed because lies can only stand for so long before they finally break. My name is Claire, and my older sister Madison had always been the center of our family. Growing up, she was praised for everything she did while I slowly became invisible. My parents called me independent, but that was just another way of saying they never noticed me. Every birthday, every achievement, every important moment belonged to Madison. I learned to expect nothing because disappointment hurt less when it became familiar. When Madison announced her wedding, I still accepted the invitation, hoping maybe this would be the day my family treated me like I actually belonged. I drove several hours to a beautiful lakeside resort carrying a carefully wrapped wedding gift, convincing myself things might finally be different. The illusion disappeared the moment I arrived. A wedding coordinator checked her seating chart before leading me away from the elegant ballroom. Instead of joining the family, she stopped beside a small folding table placed outside the reception hall, only a few feet from the service entrance and the trash bins. I laughed at first, expecting it to be a mistake, but it was exactly where my sister had assigned me. As I sat there listening to music through the closed doors, memories came rushing back. I remembered finding my mother's journal years earlier. Every page celebrated Madison, her birthdays, her dreams, her accomplishments. My own name never appeared once. When I asked why, my mother simply smiled and told me I never needed attention because I was always fine. That was the moment I realized there was a difference between being forgotten and being erased. While I tried to hide my embarrassment, Madison stepped outside wearing her wedding dress. She smiled with the same cold expression she had worn my entire life before quietly saying that I simply did not count. She expected me to cry or argue, but I refused to give her the satisfaction. I calmly reminded her there had always been enough love for both of us, but she was the one who kept pushing me aside. She rolled her eyes, called me bitter, and walked back inside believing she had won once again. What nobody knew was that I carried something far more valuable than a wedding gift. Weeks earlier, I had met one of Madison's former coworkers by chance. During lunch, that coworker confessed that Madison had often bragged about manipulating her wealthy fiancé, Ethan. She openly laughed about pretending to love him until she secured his money, house, and family name. The coworker showed me screenshots of text messages proving every word. I never wanted revenge, but after years of humiliation, I decided Ethan deserved the truth before it was too late. Instead of handing Madison my gift personally, I quietly placed the silver box on the wedding gift table. Inside was a crystal picture frame, a handwritten note, and printed copies of every message exposing her lies. Then I walked out of the building without saying goodbye. As I reached my car, the celebration continued behind me. Guests laughed, music played, and cameras flashed around the happy couple. Then someone opened my gift. Within moments, the ballroom fell silent. Ethan began reading every message while Madison desperately tried to stop him. Each page revealed another cruel joke about manipulating him for money and using fake tears whenever she needed something. The perfect image she had spent years creating disappeared in front of every guest. Her future mother-in-law confirmed the messages were authentic. Ethan looked heartbroken but calm. Without raising his voice, he placed annulment papers on the table and told Madison he would never marry someone who saw him as nothing more than a prize to win. The music stopped. Guests stared in complete disbelief. Madison screamed, accused me of ruining everything, and begged everyone to believe I had fabricated the evidence. Nobody believed her. For the first time in our lives, my parents remained silent. Even my father finally admitted she owed me an apology. Madison refused, insisting I had never been real family anyway. Those words only proved everyone else had finally seen the person she truly was. From my car, I heard the distant scream echo across the lake. I did not smile or celebrate. I simply started my engine and drove away. Justice did not feel loud or dramatic. It felt peaceful. The next morning, my phone overflowed with missed calls and apologies from my parents, but I ignored every one of them. Instead, I booked a quiet trip to the coast, determined to begin a life where I no longer waited for love from people who had never chosen me. At my sister's wedding, they gave me a seat beside the trash cans. By the next morning, I had finally found something far more valuable than a place at their table. I found my freedom. Sometimes the greatest revenge is not destroying someone who hurt you. Sometimes it is quietly walking away and never looking back.